All right, so this is a follow-up to day one of the using the Raspberry Pi in your CIS program workshop. The issues we had yesterday afternoon was trying to figure out the whole wireless using the WPA supplicant. Got it to connect to my Raspberry Pi access point, and I'm curious about getting it connected to my actual access point. So I'm going to make another attempt at that. We are going to use the instructions that were handy from one of my classes, a student of mine. We're going to still use the supplicant information here, and I'm going to try to, write it to type it incorrectly and properly and see if I can get it to actually work this time. So we're going to see. We're going to make an attempt. Let's see what happens. So I've already inserted I've shut down the Raspberry Pi, removed the SD card, I've plugged it into a card reader, I've plugged it into my computer. It's the boot drive here, and you can see we don't have a WPA supplicant file. And that would be because it wrote the file and then deleted the file like it's supposed to. So we need to create a new supplicant file. WPA _ supplicant, and then .conf. So that's the file that we need to create. What's going to happen is we're going to put this file or the files in the root directory, so when it boots, the Raspberry will see this file, it will take that information and write it to the proper place in the operating system, and then use those particular components. Okay. So I'm going to open this with Notepad. So it's a blank file. See here, so we're going to actually just we need to type in what we've got over here. Control _ interface equals capital DIR equals /var /run /WPA _ supplicant space group all capital equal netdev. We're going to do update _config equals 1. So it's going to make sure that this file updates the current configuration. We have US as our country for the wireless network is equal to, and then curly bracket, we're going to enter, we're going to do a single space, SSID equals quote, and then this is where I think I made the mistake yesterday. I misspelled this, and then PSK. So for the video here, I'm just going to type in the password. I will take it off screen. Oops, you see I made a mistake right there, so equals. So I'm taking it off screen and put the actual password in. But then the only other thing we need to do is on the next line, we need to make sure we close the curly bracket. Okay. And that's what we're supposed to be doing now. I'm going to change the password. I'm going to save the file, and then we're going to reboot the Raspberry. So I've saved the file, closed it down. You see over here, 835. So this is the current version. At this point, I'm going to close down that, and we're going to eject, transcend, card reader, take this out, and plug it into my Raspberry Pi. This is a headless setup, so I don't have a monitor on this. And I'm going to plug that in. We're going to use VNC, because from earlier we had set up VNC for this particular computer. So as it brings up, or as it comes up, it will connect, hopefully, I may have done it too quickly and made timeout. Let's see. There it goes. So what I'm hoping for right here, looks like we've got wireless, and it is connected to my actual, okay, that worked. Perfect. That's exactly what we're trying to get. That was what we struggled with at the end of the class yesterday. I think mostly my typing. So two things that I did wrong yesterday is I used tabs here, and I think that caused some issue, and then I mistyped the wireless LAN. But by correcting that this morning, you can see that I actually was able to connect it to the proper wireless in my house, and it's up and running as a headless unit. So that should do it for this. I just wanted to real quick go through that and make those changes and test them, and I'm glad to see that it actually functions.